This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, go
Hello.
ahead. Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. I created my own AMI and I'm trying to means I launched that one, and now when I'm means going to hit that IP on that browser, I'm not able to see my web pages.
So, were you able to see the web pages when you before creating the AMI?
Yes,
Did
yes,
you test
yes.
that out? Okay, so can you tell me what all commands did you execute on the operating system before creating the AMI?
Before creating the AMI.
Yeah, so to get the web page active, you might have executed some commands on the server, right?
Yeah, I started at a service HTTP start and check config HTTP on.
Okay.
This command I used when I created that the AMI on that particular EC2.
Okay. So do you still have the
Yeah.
AMI? Can you launch a server and show me whether it's working or not? Share your screen and you can show me.
No, I don't have that AMI right now. I have that one,
Okay.
which one I created.
The AMI that you created, right?
Yes.
So from that AMI, create an EC2 instance and let's see whether you are able to access it or not. If you are not able to access, we will see why you are not able to access. So you can share
Okay.
your
Okay.
screen and what you are doing and we can troubleshoot it out.
Okay. Yeah.
One second, Rishi.
Yeah.
Hi. Actually, in fact, I also had some issue regarding the same AMI one and the same problem which he is facing. And one more thing, if in fact for me, when I created one instance and initially with the user data, I was not able to see the web pages. When I converted my server to web server, I was not able to see pages on the browser. I was getting like page can't find.
Okay. So let's check out Ashutosh issue first and then we'll look into your issue.
Okay, actually, in my case, I created one AMI and then I launched an EC2 instance also with with the same AMI, but the same problem I had. So I just tried
So
maybe with AMI
the
if it's working or no. So we can,
the
yeah, it's okay. We can
steps that
see the
needs to
same
be
thing.
taken
Yeah,
are first when you are
yeah,
creating the server. Before
yeah.
creating the AMI, you test it out whether you are able to access the web page or not. If even before creating the AMI, you are not able to access the web page, then even after the
Mm,
AMI creation, you are not going to be able to access it, right?
yeah, right, right,
So did
right.
you test it out whether you were able to access the web page before the AMI was created?
Yes, yes, I tried. So for me, the web page was not getting loaded. I
So
tried
that
through two, three times.
so that means even after the AMI, it is not going to work, right?
Yeah, I was having but the doubt like, but still I tried. Then
Okay.
mhm.
Ashutosh, so you created this AMI. Let's launch an EC2 instance from this AMI.
Okay. I'll launch a one EC2 instance from here, and that is okay. One this one
Show me the AMI ID, whether it's the same as that.
AMI ID.
Yeah, scroll down below, you will be able to see the AMI ID.
Okay. Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me.
No, here only, scroll below.
Yes. Yes.
The AMI ID is okay. This is
My
your
web
website.
server image. Yes.
Okay. Copy the public IP and paste on the browser and let's see what happens.
Okay.
So you can't see the site. Okay.
Yes.
Now, before you created the AMI, did you check the server on from which the AMI was created? Were you able to access the web page?
Yeah. Yeah. Both web pages I am able to access it.
Both web pages you were able to access. Okay, let's go to your
Yes.
EC2 instance.
Okay.
Scroll
Yes.
below. Scroll.
Rishi, one query. This IP, this public IP, it will keep changing, right? Before creating the instance, will not come to know that what is the public IP. So how we can access this one? We can't access only after creating the instance. Then only we'll get the IP address and see whether we are able to access, right?
Right, yeah.
But you asked whether you are able to launch it or not. You asked, right? I a bit confused.
I am saying that the AMI is created from an EC2 instance, right?
EMI is created from EC2. Okay.
So
Okay.
that
Okay.
EC,
After
yeah,
before creating the EMI, whether the EC2 instance will able to access the IP address or not, you asked.
yeah. Go to actions, Ashutosh. Go to actions, top,
Okay.
networking, chain security group.
Networking.
First option, chain
Mm,
security.
yeah. Change. Okay.
Select for Windows, the below one. Yeah, say
Okay. 1 minute.
assign. Say assign. Okay. Now scroll below. Scroll below. Let me first
Okay.
scroll slowly. Yeah, a bit up, a bit up, a little bit more. Click on View Inbound Rules. View
Okay.
Inbound Rules.
Yes.
So click on For Windows. Click on For Windows. Yes.
Yes. Yes. So will you change that inbound or outbound?
You will add inbound for port 80 and it will start working.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
Neetu, you have the same issue. So you'll have to do the same thing that he is
Mm-hmm.
doing. Yeah, say edit inbound rules.
Okay.
Edit inbound rules.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Say add rule.
Okay. Add rule.
Yes. From the drop down, select HTTP. Custom in place of custom, write anywhere. This drop down, drop down. This also works. Say save.
The
Scroll below.
source, no? Source, I think, no? Drop
That is
down.
okay. That is
Okay.
okay. Now try
Okay.
So
accessing your.
is it this is for a instance, now? What we are doing it for the particular instance, na?
Yes. But if you are using the same security group at every place, this is going to work.
Rishi, for not working.
So if it is still not working, you will have to SSH into the EC2 instance and check whether your service is up or not, which I don't think is up. So that is another issue.
Okay. This one. I log in with this created one.
I think you
So
need
this
to
is
put
the
it
one
on,
which
na?
is
I think.
Sorry.
Hmm.
do a sudo service,
Sorry.
do a sudo, go to the putty,
Okay. 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 Okay.
right? sudo,
Yes. Yes. It's
sudo.
hanged. It's hanged. It's writing nothing. I think because of security group are changed. I need to relaunch this one. Let me do it.
So try it out. I mean, this was one issue. The other issue is your service is not up and running, which was most probably the case because you did not do chk config on. Okay, something is
Okay.
missing. That is why it's not working. So you start up the service and then this should be working. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So need to try the same thing out and it
Mm-hmm.
should make it working. If it is still not working, we can
Hmm.
discuss it out tomorrow. Or you can send me a message on WhatsApp and I'll guide you what to do.
Okay. Okay, Rishi. Okay. So one thing we need to set the inbound rule, and second one, like we need to check the services up, right? Two
Rishi,
things.
Rishi now network error I'm facing.
Go back to your
This
security group. There is something missing.
Okay.
Edit inbound rules again and add SSH.
Okay. Yeah.
Add rule and say SSH.
Yes. Yes.
Is it like we need to give all the protocols?
Not all protocols. So I think we were discussing on this that Linux server allows you to connect on SSH. Windows allows on
Hmm.
RDP. So those are
Hmm.
the protocols that have been added. Similarly, if you are running a web server will be accessible on HTTP or HTTPS. Right.
Hmm. Right.
So whatever port, whatever service you are trying to access, that should be accessible on that protocol and that port. Those are the only
Okay.
thing that
Hmm. So HTTP and HTTPS both we need to add, or one HTTP will be fine?
only HTTP is fine because we are not enabling HTTPS.
Hmm. Okay.
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 Service
So this
start.
service
Service
HTTPD
HTTP.
status,
D.
Sorry.
HTTP D, I think. Service HTTP D was missing, I think.
service HTTPD status.
Start. Yeah, start. No.
No, no, status, STATUS.
Okay. Okay. Status. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Because
it is
the
stopped.
stop. This is stored because your CHK config did not execute when you did it the first time. Okay, so that
Okay.
is why you are not
Sorry.
able to.
Sorry, I couldn't understand what you said. Why it is stopped?
Because before
I
creating the
couldn't hear.
AMI, we did not do CHK config HTTPD on.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not needed anymore because the AMI will have the settings of into it, pre-baked into it.
Okay.
Okay. So now try the web page. You should be able to access
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
it. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Got it.
So
Okay.
we'll move ahead or any other doubts?
No. 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 Thank you, Rishi.
No issues.
I'm stop sharing.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let me know once the screen is visible. Is the screen visible?
Yes. It's a
Yeah.
EC2 screen. Yeah.
Okay. So we had talked about how to create EC2 instances, both Linux and Windows. We have talked about attaching volumes, increasing the size of the storage and all. Okay. Okay. So can somebody help me with like what happens when we hit www.abc.com? So this abc.com is mapped to an IP address, right? A domain name is mapped to an IP address, and that is from that IP address it gets the content that is stored over there. Yes, this happens or this does not happen.
Yes, it happens.
Any doubts into this?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay. So let's say this is my EC2 instance. Okay. This is my EC2 instance, which is running an application which is accessible on, say, abc.com. To insert a text box, abc.com, and here is an IP, say, 192.168.26.35, anything, right? And this ABC, whenever somebody hits abc.com, the requests are routed to this server, right? Now, what problems do you see with this approach? Do you see any issues with this approach?
Uh, uh, I have
Hello.
like I hello, can you hear? Yeah. I
Yeah, we
think
can.
yeah. Now I think like the this EC2 instance should be always up in this case. Now, if we are going to hit this site, so always it should be up and running, and
Okay.
we have to
But
select
what?
that kind of server.
Okay, but see, we can never guarantee that the server is going to be up and running. Even though somebody guarantees, there is a huge chance that you might have to do some operating system upgrades, maybe security patches, maybe application deployments. So that server may go down for a few minutes, right?
Right.
So it's not going to be up all the time. That means, so what do we do to sort this out? What do we do to sort this out? That our site never
Usually,
goes down?
usually in like in Oracle like architecture, I just heard about distributed architecture. Like if one site is down, we can use another one. Like it is accessible to other. I don't know if this distributive thing is available in the EC2. Many
So
like
this
replica.
replicas, right? So that is
Hmm.
an ideal way to do it. What we'll do is we'll create replicas. Now, what happens in case of replicas? Say I created these replicas. Okay, I created these replicas. All of them will have different IPs.
Hmm.
Now, since all of them have different IPs, how is my abc.com being mapped to which IP? Which IP will be serving abc.com? Whether this, or whether this one? Okay, so is the question clear what I'm trying to ask?
Yes,
All of
question
you.
is clear. Yes, Rishi,
Uh,
question is clear. Yeah.
Not this one. ABC I couldn't get. ABC is one website. Which website will be using our EC2 instance?
Not our EC2 instance. So abc.com will be using their own EC2 instance.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So say this EC2 instance is hosting abc.com. So whatever the application is being hosted in this EC2 instance. Somebody hitting this needs to access this instance. Now
Okay.
the fundamental says that this will be mapped to one IP address, say this IP address.
Okay.
Okay. Now my question was, what do you see if there is only one EC2 instance and that IP is mapped to your host? So the problem is that if this goes down, your domain name is not accessible. That means your site is down,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, go ahead.
Normally, any company they will have this content will be stored in like a backup kind. It will be stored in another place or another locality. So if one is
So
down,
it is stored at a different, it is stored in a hard disk drive. How
yeah,
is that content going to be served for abc.com? If there is no server, the content will not be served, right?
yeah. If the network or something is down, it will automatically because of the
Okay,
backup.
Mahesh. Let's forget about networks. Let's only talk about servers. Server is down, it's not accessible.
Yeah,
Yeah. So if you have one server and that is down, that means your site is not accessible.
yeah,
So what do we do in that case? We add more servers,
yeah.
right? Or
Okay.
do you think there is another way to achieve that?
I think they use a VPC, virtual private cloud network. So all these instances will be interconnected via the VPC, and that will be connected to one ABC. If one is down, it will pick the other one.
No, that doesn't happen.
Is it some routing count kind of thing maybe done? Like if or maybe
There is
some
a routing. There is some routing being done, but what do we call that routing? Anybody heard about load balancers?
yes, yes,
So what is
yes,
a
we
load
have heard
balancer?
like
What is a load
balancing.
balancer?
I actually even I forgot,
Yeah,
but
even
it's about like if one server is overloaded, we can shift it to another on some basis of algorithm. I think is it?
yeah, I know what is load balancer. It says that if the traffic is in, it equally distributes whatever traffic incoming to wherever this server. So if the more traffic is comes, especially this Black Friday and others, so that all the incoming traffic will be equally distributed to the all the instances, all the servers. If one instance, one server is down, the other will be keep working on that. That is the load balancer.
So what do we understand by that?
So if one server is down, the other server it will start working on that, so that the impact won't be there.
Okay. Yes. So a load balancer is a device, or for us, so whenever we talk about anything in cloud, we it will be like everything is virtual, right? Even for our servers, the servers are virtual servers. They are not actual hardware servers on which we have installed anything and we are using it, right? So similarly, so we all agreed that having one server serving the content for a website is not a good idea. So what we'll do is we'll have multiple servers. Okay, multiple servers. Don't say that there is going to be three servers. This is just an example. We will have multiple servers, okay, which are hosting the content of your website. But as soon as we have multiple servers, they will have multiple IPs, and all IPs cannot be mapped to your hostname. So what we will do is we'll set up something called as a load balancer. Now the purpose of this load balancer is to distribute load across all the servers that are there. Okay, and for any reason, if one of the servers is not working fine, there is an issue with one of the servers, what will happen is load any request going to those servers will be cut off. Amazon Elastic Load Balancer sends request only to the servers which are healthy. Any unhealthy server is not sent any request. Okay. So a load balancer is a concept which has been there for ages. So say one of the most common load balancers that we keep on hearing about is HA proxy. I'm sure some of you might have heard about HA proxy but never used it, or you are not fully aware that it is a load balancer. Similarly, there is a load balancer called as F5. There is a load balancer called as an Nginx load balancer. Okay, so some of the most common load balancers and their purpose is to route requests to the servers which are healthy and which are able to accept requests and send responses. Okay, make sense?
Yes, yes,
Okay. So how do we create load balancers? So to create a load balancer, we go into load balancing in EC2. We go to load balancing. Now, AWS, as of now, is offering three types of load balancers. One is classic load balancer, that is the previous generation load balancer. It may be phased out very soon. It has been around for like a lot of years. Okay, so around an year or a year and a half back, what they did is they came up with two load balancers, which are actually broken down version of this. So this was, if you notice, this used to power HTTP, HTTPS, and TCP. Network load balancer does TCP, and application load balancer does HTTP. Okay. So earlier we only had one load balancer which used to do all the stuff. Now we have two load balancers which have been segregated to do specialist things. Like this is going to handle TCP traffic, this is going to handle HTTP traffic. Another change is that this works at the network layer of the OSI model, and this works at the application layer of the OSI model. So layer 7 and layer 4 differences. Okay. Earlier, this was the only one available which used to work both at layer 7 and layer 4, depending on how you are using it. Okay. But now we have two different ones, which one works at the network layer, one works at the application layer. So two different layers of the OSI model, these are suited for. Okay. Protocol wise, if you see, network supports TCP, TLS, and UDP. Uh, application supports HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, so let's try setting up a load balancer. By the way, before we set up a load balancer, what do we need? So we need EC2 instances, right? Because until we have an EC2 instance, where are we going to forward the load to? Correct? So we will create two EC2 instances. What type of EC2 instance we will be creating? Any idea?
Sorry, your voice is not clear.
I'm saying what type of EC2 instances we'll be creating.
Linux only, right?
No, my question is whether it's going to be application server, web server, database server, what type of an EC2 instance?
A web server,
Why a web server?
because as you told that we have to access means that web server is accessing from one of the IP, right?
Hmm. One of the domains. Say,
Yeah.
why a web server? Because see, I'm trying to access abc.com. abc.com is what? A website,
Yeah.
right? This is a
Yes.
website. So if I have to host content for a website, it is going to be hosted on a web server or an
Yes.
application server, which is a web-enabled application server. Okay. So for our use case, we will be using a web server, and I'll write down the script that we use to do that. Who is going to help me the commands for the script to set up a web server? Come on, quickly. Commands for the web server.
Yum install httpd -y. Yeah. Then service http start and then name.
Where does file goes?
Slash www/html
HTML, yeah.
slash
Index dot
index.html.
HTML.
Okay.
This looks fine. Yum install httpd-y service httpd start and echo hi I'm web server 1. Yeah,
Yes.
Mm, yes.
we'll launch another one.
You could have launched two instances at a time, right?
I could have, but I'm doing a small change.
Okay.
So this will display web server 2.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll know when the request is being routed to server 1 and server 2 from the load balancer, right? Otherwise, how will we know that it is launching to two different
Okay.
servers?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So we have two servers. Before going into load balancers, let's verify whether they are working on their own or not. Because if they are not working alone or separately, there's no point. So this is web server 1. We'll check for the web server 2 also. So this might not work because it is still in pending state. But just let's try it out. So not working because still initializing and all. Okay. Try once more. So this both are working. So this is one, this is the other one is two. Okay. Now go and let's go and create a load balancer. So how do we create a load balancer? Say creation is easy. So we'll say create a load balancer. We'll say This is my load balancer. Okay. And which protocol this is? So this is going to be HTTP protocol. So this is fine. I'll say assign security group. So we are always using the same security group that we had created for our Linux machine. So I'll select an existing security group. Okay. We'll go to security settings. This is fine. Okay. So coming back over. So what we are doing is this load balancer is routing to two EC2 instances. Fine. I don't
Yes.
think this is. Yes, this EC2, this load balancer is routing to two different EC2 instances. Now, how will the load balancer know whether these EC2 instances are healthy? Any ideas? How will the load balancer know whether these EC2 instances are healthy? So to know that, first of all, the load balancer needs to do a health check. Similar to if I go to a doctor, so how will the doctor know whether I'm healthy or not? What he'll do, he'll take out his stethoscope and he'll start measuring, checking my heartbeats and all that stuff, right? To know whether I'm healthy or not, or at least get an idea on how the health is. Try to check, do some tests. Similarly, load balancers, they will do some health check. Okay. So how a health check is defined is like this. We'll say configure health check, ping protocol. Log on what protocol my application is working. So my application is working on HTTP. HTTP works on what port? Port 80. So that is port 80. And what is the ping path? Ping path is /index.html. This is same as the file that we access once we hit this. Once we hit this IP, so whatever the home page we want to see, the same thing this is see. So if for us this file, instead of index.html, if we had created a file named say home.html or welcome.html or home.php or welcome.php, we will use the same name here. Okay, whatever page is accessed when your website is accessed, the same name, the name of the same page comes over here. No different page is used. Okay, this part is clear. Okay, then there is something called response timeout. Response timeout is the duration taken by the request to go to a server from the load balancer and a response to come. So what the load balancer keeps on doing is to check the health, the load balancer, what happened? The load balancer will keep on sending requests to this guy, to the server, and will expect a response in 5 seconds. If there is no response in 5 seconds, it will count that there is no response. Okay, it will send the response again. There is again no response in 5 seconds. It will mark the server as unhealthy. Unhealthy threshold is 2. So 2 times no response, the server is marked as unhealthy. These requests will be sent in an interval of 30 seconds. Okay. So send a request, wait for a response for 5 seconds, no response in 5 seconds, that is some problem. Wait 30 seconds, send a request back. No response again in 5 seconds, mark the server as unhealthy. As soon as a server is marked unhealthy, no request will be sent to that server. Okay, so that improves the customer's experience with the website. Since no requests are being sent to the unhealthy servers, the customer satisfaction increases. Customer is not going to know whether there are healthy servers or unhealthy servers. Okay. Similarly, for healthy threshold, the number is 10, but we will reduce this to 3. That if it gets 3 consecutive healthy responses, it will mark the server as healthy. Fine.
Uh, ping path once again, Rishi.
Ping path is the path or is the name of the page which is being accessed when the site is hit. So if I am hitting, if I am pasting the IP and I am getting a response from index.html, this is going to be the ping path. If that page was home.html, I will write home.html. If that page was welcome.html, whatever is the first page that my website sees or accesses when the IP is hit, that is the ping path.
Okay.
Okay.
Index is nothing but our IP address then here.
Not IP address. Index.html is the file that is stored on the server that shows you the home page of the website. What do you see over here? You see this, right? This is
Yeah.
not coming from the IP address. This is coming from the file that is stored in this server, which says, "Hi, I'm web server."
Yeah.
If I remove that file, will you see this? You won't see this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we will add EC2 instances. So we have two servers running. I'll add those two servers. I'll say add tags, review and create, and I'll say clean. So my load balancer has been successfully created. Now let me show you. So if I go to instances, you will see that these are out of service. And if I go and highlight this, you will see instance registration is in progress. That means it is still trying to check whether the instance is healthy or not. Okay. So we'll wait for 5 minutes. Okay. I'm stopping screen share. I'll share back again in 2 minutes. I'll share back again. So the servers are still out of service because it's taking some time. Why it is taking some time? Send a request, wait for 5 seconds, no response, send another request after 30 seconds, wait for 5 seconds, there is a response. So for healthy, marking it healthy, it will try it 3 times. How do I know? This healthy threshold is 3 consecutive successful requests. Unhealthy is 2 consecutive unsuccessful requests. Okay, so we will wait for the servers to be in service. Once they are in service, we'll simply copy the endpoint that has been defined over here, and we will use this to access the website. Okay, so but for this to happen, this needs to become healthy. So we'll wait for that to become healthy. Okay. So still in progress. We'll wait for it. Any questions up till now? We can discuss on that till these servers come up healthy.
Hello, Rishi.
Yeah.
For this, like there is a unhealthy check and healthy check. This threshold is there. Is there an
Mhm.
option to generate reports of all the unhealthy servers, like as per one application is running? They generate. We can have a report also.
So by default, AWS will not provide you any option to have a report like what server is healthy or not. Uh, but there is something using which we can monitor the health of the servers, and if any server is marked as unhealthy, there a notification will be sent to you that there is a server which is marked as unhealthy.
Automatic notifications
Yes,
that will be
automatic
sent.
Yes, we'll be talking about those when we are doing monitoring.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
So now both are in service. So
Yes.
once both are in service, we had copied the DNS of the load balancer. See my load balancer, useast1.albamazon.com, and we'll hit enter. So it says first request goes to this, second to refresh again to this server, and if I keep on refreshing, it will keep on bouncing from one server to the another server. If you want to check it in a better way, we'll have to open a private window. So if I say open a private window and hit that, you'll see it will keep on bouncing from one server to another server, right? Okay. Yes, no, not sure.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So Rishi, actually you told it will be just toggling between one server and two server, right? And when
Yes.
both are up. So
Yes,
if one is up, why it is shifting to another one? It should like it's getting a healthy response, right?
both are up, right? Both are in service.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it will keep on directing requests to all the healthy servers that are there. If I add 3, 4, 5, 6, say 10 servers,
Mm-hmm.
it will keep on
Mm-hmm.
routing requests to all those 10 servers one by one.
So it can be random number or consecutively. No, no.
No,
It
these are
can be
random.
any
Yes.
randomly, na? Because there are only two, so we are just thinking it's going
Yeah,
to one and
that
then
is
two.
why we see that. So don't to focus too much on the numbers, one or two. This is randomly coming up, but there are two servers, so it follows round robin. One request, second request, third
Okay.
request. So
Okay.
similarly,
Okay.
if I keep on adding more servers, it will just keep on jumping from one server to another server.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it follows the round robin algorithm for
Yes.
checking. Okay. Mm. Okay.
Okay. Any other doubts, anyone?
She.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello.
No, no doubt, no doubt.
Okay. Okay. So this is a classic load balancer, which was earlier, this was the only load balancer that was present, but later on it was broken down into two load balancers, network and application load balancer. Okay. So let's focus on discuss a few other things. So this is my load balancer. Here you will notice something called as stickiness. So what is stickiness? Any idea?
Sorry, I can't hear your question, Rishi.
So you can see that there is something called as stickiness, and that is disabled. So what is stickiness?
Stickiness, where it is? I can't see on the screen.
I have highlighted it. Yeah, my screen is visible.
Yeah, for me, initially we had a problem with this mute. What was the question? I can see this one.
So I'm asking, what is stickiness? What is this, which is disabled?
Rishi, before this, my phone was actually my microphone was muted. So I had a query saying this load distribution. If we have two servers or n number of servers, normally it equally distributes the load, right? So it was keep
Yes.
on jumping one and other, or maybe if it is 10 random, but it is not. It is not distributing the load. Somewhere it will send it and do it, right?
I lost you somewhere. So you were saying if there are 10 servers, then it is not.
If pretend there are 10 servers and whatever the incoming traffic, so it will equally distributes the load to all the 10 servers. It won't send it to one then get the response all right.
I'm
Now
sorry, I
what the
still.
load,
Hello.
hello.
Not sure if the problem is my side or your side, but I can't get you.
I, I can hear you, but others can hear me.
Yes, I can hear. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Rishi, the query was since it is ELB, it says that it equally distributes the incoming traffic, right?
Am I still audible or no, not audible?
Yes, I can hear you, Rishi.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't know where.
Are you mute, Mahesh, or what is happening? Are you going on mute in between?
Yeah, something is happening. It's
Yeah.
like some part of the
Yeah, it
statement.
is. Yeah. No, it's I giving a message. Mahesh has left and Mahesh arrived like that.
Okay, so
So
some problem with your broadband, Mahesh. Try again. Let's see how it goes.
No, no, actually mine was microphone was muted. I was talking, then I just connected. By the time you moved to stickiness, uh, yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So now you showed that example saying server one and server two. So it was keep jumping from one to two. But normally this ELP it equally distributes the load, right? So it might pick any, it might, some will go to one, some will go to two, like this, or any, all the data will go, all the traffic will go to one and get the response. How it is?
No, so when we talk about equal distribution, that means some requests, in case of two servers, 50% requests will go to one server, the other 50% will go to the other server. If we have three servers, it will be roughly around 36-37% requests going to one server. If we have 10 servers, 10% requests will go to one server, and it is going to distribute equally. Now, when we say 10 servers, that means 10 healthy servers,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Then,
We should not assume that we have connected 15, out of which, let's say, 3 are unhealthy. So it is not going to distribute any load to the three servers. It will only to those three unhealthy servers. It is going to distribute load only to the servers which are healthy.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. So coming back to the question, I was saying that there is something called as stickiness and which is disabled. What is stickiness? This is related to, by the way, something called as session affinity. Ever heard about session affinity?
Nope.
Okay. So what happens is for websites, say where there is a login is required, where you need to provide your authentication, your username and password, so that you are logged in into the website. Okay. So let's take example that there are two instances which are running, and you went to abc.com and you clicked on login. As soon as you clicked on login, it will take you the page where it is asking your username and password. Okay. Let's say that page is being displayed by this EC2 instance. Okay. That page is being displayed by this EC2 instance, and you enter your username and password and click on sign in. That's how we do it, right? As soon as you say sign in, this is a second request that is coming. That request will be sent to this server, correct?
Yes.
This server will process and send the response that you are now signed in. And it may show you the home page once the home page that comes after you sign in. Okay, the home page of your application. In that home page, you try to navigate something. Now you say go and click on buy something. Click on buy. Okay, that buy request will go to this instance because it is randomly balancing out the requests that are coming in. Now, as soon as you say buy, the application that is running over here, it has no idea whether you have logged in or not. This will throw an error, or it will send a message notification that please log in before proceeding, right? So to avoid this, there is something called as session affinity, stickiness, or cookie enablement. What that does is, once that is enabled, whenever the request goes to one server for a specific user, that request stays on that one single server. It is never redirected to a different server. Okay. Because it is not redirected to a different server, so that the user once logged in does all his transactions from one server instead of his request being sent to other servers. So session affinity means that maintain the session of a user on one single EC2 instance and not follow or not redirect requests to all the different servers or to a host of other servers that are present. Okay. So this option is provided by all the load balancers that are present, not only in AWS, but across also. Even the open source load balancers we talked about, or the paid load balancers we discussed about, HAProxy, F5, and Nginx. So stickiness, session affinity, I write that down somewhere, are same one and the same thing. So session affinity, uh, what was that? Stickiness, cookies, they all help you to achieve the same stuff. Okay, so that your requests are stuck or are served from one server at any given point of time and not routed to multiple servers, even though you have it and your load balancer is routing it. Okay, so this is done to enable so that your request continue to be served on one single server instead of being routed, and you don't face an issue where the application keeps on sending you or saying you log in back or giving you errors that you are not authorized. Okay. Uh, but since our application is a very basic level of application, we did not need this. That is why this is by default disabled. Okay. To
But
check whether the servers are healthy or not, you can go to instances and see this should always be in service. Even if one of the servers is out of service, the request will not going to be sent to this server. Okay, whichever server is not in service. If you want to forcefully remove a server from your load balancer, just click on remove from load balancer, say remove. And now you only have one EC2 instance connected to a load balancer. If you want to add, you can say edit instances and just select and say save. It will be added back again. Okay. Similarly, health checks, you can always go and change from here. Listeners, if you see, so on what port, on what protocol the server is, uh, the load balancer is listening and routing requests to the server, you can always check on over here. Monitoring is a place where you can see like how many healthy co-hosts, how many unhealthy hosts. So all those details, average latency, the requests that are coming in from to the load balancer, how many people are accessing it. So all those you can see. Okay, so if you see, there's a lot of details over here regarding monitoring. Okay, tags are always the same thing. So tags are key value pairs that are used to identify like what is the purpose of the resource that has been created. Okay, and migration is this is a new feature that has been come up to launch your to migrate your classic load balancer to an application load balancer. So if you want to migrate your classic load balancer to an application load balancer, you will simply follow this wizard and it is going to create a load balancer and move your EC2 instances there without doing much of the stuff manually. Okay. So this is all about a classic load balancer. We will now move on and discuss the other types of load balancers. Load balancers are never free. So once you are done practicing, you can simply go and delete them. Okay. So the load balancer is deleted, but my EC2 instances are still there. So if I go to my EC2 instances, I still will be able to see them.
and Rishi, regarding that stickiness you explained, like
Yeah.
if like a user is logged in a particular session, so like he will be using that particular server instance of server for the for whole of his transaction. So usually like most of the applications will be using the stickiness, like it should be enabled, right? Most of the time.
Depends on the type of an application. See, it should not always, it is not always required. It is mostly needed when an application is doing some authentication and authorization. If no authentication authorization is needed, that is not needed.
Like I was just thinking, like in case if I logged into one site website, I'm going for a like maybe with Flipkart or Myntra. So once we log in, so our
Mhm.
name is displayed. Our name is displayed on the right side, like you have logged in. So on those type of sites, I think they should have a like, because you told now it can ask you
Yes,
for login details. So to
yes,
maintain the persistency of that user's detail, like I think it should be enabled in such cases.
yes. For such websites, it should be enabled. But
Mm.
say for websites like Cricinfo, where there is no
Yeah.
authentication, you can simply
Mm-hmm.
go and check the scores or the fixtures of a specific sporting event. So there it won't
Mm-hmm.
be required. There
Yeah.
it will keep on, your request will be being routed to different servers whenever you click on
Mm-hmm.
something and you migrate to something.
Okay. Yeah. Mm. Okay.
Okay. So now what we'll do is, network is gone. We'll go and create a network load balancer and see how this works. Okay. So I'll say create a network load balancer. Okay. We'll say create. Now there has been two changes with these new load balancer. One change is that instead of working on all protocols, these have been now restricted to specific protocols. Like network will work on TCP and application will work on HTTP. The other change that has been made is that I'll show you. So here from the load balancer, the request was directly sent to an EC2 instance. Okay, the requests were directly being sent to EC2 instances. But with the newer load balancers, there has been a concept called as introduced called as a target group. Now this target group, uh, will I need to change? Still it won't show. Okay, just let me try to figure it out. Oh, send it back. Okay, so this EC2 instance will be part of a target group, or even if I say have more EC2 instance, they will be part of target groups. Okay, and what happens is the load balancer sends requests to the target group. The target group then routes those requests to the EC2 instance. Okay, similarly the health check has now been moved to a target group. So let's say there are two target groups. So a request is first coming over here, which then is routed to this place, which is now acting as a target group, and the target group will do the health check and will send request to the EC2 instances. Okay, so instead of the load balancer directly sending requests to the EC2 instances, a load balancer sends request to a target group. The target group then routes the request to the EC2 instance. Okay, so now there are two hops. One is this, one is this. The health check is moved to target group. Okay, so we'll say create a load balancer, network load balancer, and this is same for both application and network load balancer. So both of them will now have a target group associated with them. So something got stuck.
Yeah, we didn't see what all going on. Only that target group, that box we can see, but I don't know whether everyone is same or only me.
Was that the problem
Actually,
with everyone?
even I can't see. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
even
I
I
can't.
can't.
This screen you cannot see?
The screen
Yeah,
we
it
can
is
see,
standstill.
but
It stands still. Yeah.
other
We
after
only see
target group.
PowerPoint present, only PowerPoint slide.
Now I can see
That is what I
two
was showing,
target
right?
groups.
A PowerPoint presentation.
No, but actually I was able to see only one target group. Now it's two. It's okay, I think.
Okay.
I
I'm
think
getting
in
some.
the Microsoft Teams, that is the best option now instead of GoToMeeting.
That is not actually in my hands, so you'll have to talk to Rupali and see what we can do. My personal experience with Microsoft Teams is very bad.
Oh, okay. Because we use that one.
Okay. So this is visible, right? We are creating a network
Yeah.
load balancer. So I'm saying my network load balancer, any name, which VPC. So there's some network issue. It's not showing me the entire stuff that is needed.
Before this, I don't know what all you clicked. So
I haven't clicked anything. So this is where we created the classic load balancer. So I'm
okay.
saying create a load balancer, and first we created this. Now I'm creating a network load balancer.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi, Rishi.
We can't
Hello.
see. Yeah, it is standstill now.
Yeah, I can't. I also can't see.
Do you see the AWS console or you don't
Yeah.
see the
No, no,
AWS?
no. I'm not able to see anything from last 5 minutes. I'm just able to see only PowerPoint.
You are
And
just able to see what?
I can see console, but it is
PowerPoint
stuck
only.
up.
PowerPoint.
It is stuck up
I
for
can
me.
see my MWIB like this. That only I can see.
Let me switching network. So what has happened since the cyclone came, right? electricity, internet, and everything is very wobbly. So I'll switch network and we'll see whether that improves.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello. Can you now see
Yes,
the
yes.
screen, or is it still stuck?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm able
This
to
is
see.
Now, yeah,
okay.
even I am able to see now.
So let's see. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we'll create a network load balancer. I'll say my NLB. So here we have to say like what all availability zones I will be sending my request to. So we can select all of them. Hardly any difference it makes. So that gives us more options like where all we can route requests to, where we can place our server especially, or we can say only one of them, or maybe two of them. Depends. We have to know where our servers are located, and if we don't want to go and utilize all the availability zones, we won't do that. But it's always advisable to cover as many availability zones as possible. Okay, so I have only selected two availability zones. Okay, but ideally it should cover like all availability zones. So I'll say configure security settings. Nothing to change over here. I'll say routing. So routing is where it says create a new target group, or if you have an existing target group, we can select from the drop down, which we don't have. So we don't have a new existing target group. So that means we'll have to create a target. Or what we can do is, I'll say cancel, and I will say create a target group first. So I'll say create a target group. Okay. So what I'm doing is instead of creating a target group from the load balancer, I'm creating a target group separately. So let's do that first. So I'll say create a target group. Instances of IP addresses are Lambda functions, so we are focusing on instances. This is going to be on say TCP protocol, and I'll just
I'm not audible.
Yeah, and that screen
Maybe,
also stuck.
yeah, screen is stuck and I can't hear.
can't hear anyone.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm saying, am I audible or am I not audible? I cannot hear anyone, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, actually, for
Now we
last
can
one and a
hear.
half minutes, yeah, we
Yeah,
can't
you are
hear. Last 2 minutes, maybe.
Okay. So where were we when dropped, or even the screen
you,
was not
you,
visible?
yeah, only you selected this
Yes.
target group on the left pane. Yeah,
Yeah,
then
create button. This button, orange button. You click there and it was stuck.
yeah.
Okay. So what I was doing is, when we were creating the load balancer, it said you require a target group, right? So I'm trying to create a target group separately, okay, instead of creating it when the load balancer is being created. That's the only change I'm doing, okay? So let the page open and we'll try creating a target group.
Last I didn't get Rishi. You are creating a target group. What it's you say?
So I'm creating a target group because when we were creating the load balancer, when we were creating a load balancer, it was asking what target group I'll be routing my request to. So when I did this, right,
Okay.
and we selected all the VPCs, all the availability zones. Okay, I'll say security settings, configure routing. So here it asks target group, right?
Okay.
Whether
Yeah.
this is a new target group. So, or we already have. So I was trying to create. Okay, let's create a target group from here only. So I'll call this as this instance. Protocol is TCP. Health check settings are same. I'm not changing anything. Traffic port, healthy threshold, unhealthy threshold, timeout, interval. I haven't changed anything in this health check setting. I'm using the default one. Then the second next step is add EC2 instances to the target group that was just created here. So we have to, I'll select them and say add to registered. Okay, last time it was, what was the option last time? We have to select and say simply save. This time we'll say add to registered. Then they are connected to the target group, review and create. So this has now two steps involved. One is creating a load balancer and one is creating a target group. The target group can be created before creating a load balancer, or it can be created when the load balancer is being created. There is no difference. You can do as you want. Okay. So this can be created beforehand, then this can be created. We can create this, then create this. There is no relation except that once we select the load balancer and then start routing to a specific target group. Until we are not routing requests from the load balancer to the target group, there is no relation between these two. I can go and delete the target group. I can go and delete the load balancer. They are completely independent of each other. Okay. So I
This
hope.
a target group, I didn't get the concept, Rishi. Why you are using?
So with the new load balancers that have been introduced, Amazon has introduced the concept of target group. So earlier, the load balancer was directly sending the request to the EC2 instances,
Okay.
which has been removed. So now the load balancer sends request to the target group. The target group then sends request to the EC2 instance. Okay. Another change has been that the earlier uh, health check was done by the load balancer. Now the health check is being done by the target group. So the load balancer's responsibility currently is only to route request and not do any health checks or not bother about anything. That has improved the efficiency of the load balancer. These new load balancers are very fast as compared to the classic load balancer.
Okay. And this
Okay.
target group contains more than one EC2 instance, in more than
It
one
can
server.
it can have one, it can have more. Like the similar concept, a load balancer can route to one EC2 instance or it can route to multiple EC2 instances. That completely depends on how my architecture is.
Okay, okay.
There is
They have
no,
placed, yeah, they have placed one more group by the name target group, and all the servers will be placed into that. Only that ELB will send a request and response to target group, and whatever earlier this ELB was doing that health checkup and everything, now target group does that. Yeah, correct.
yes.
Okay, okay.
Let me check whether that load, so the network load balancer has been created. It is still in provisioning state. And if I now go to listeners, I will see the target group. Whether that was not added. Uh, so let's do it again. There is some network issue which is causing a lot of issues. So I'll create another one. Okay, I'll call this as my NLB. I'll
We
add
can't
to,
see. We
I'm
can't see
sorry,
it.
you were saying,
Now we are on
uh,
create load balancer.
yes, we are doing create load balancer. You can see configure load balancer or no?
No.
None of you can see it? Hello?
Yeah, now it has come.
I can see. I can see now.
Okay.
But I think maybe because that application is slow and we are fast. So you are saying my MLB, by the time we were in create load balancer.
Okay. Now you can see this page, right?
Yeah, now it is create configure load balancer. Yeah.
And you can see I've selected two availability
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm doing configure security settings. Let me know once you are on the page.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's okay.
I'll do configure routing. So in configure routing, there is a new target group option. If I had created earlier, this option will not, we would have an option select an existing one. So we'll create one. I'll call it as my TGT. Protocol is this. Health check settings I'll keep as it is, not changing anything. Okay. Then I'll say register targets. Targets are nothing but the EC2 instances where the application is running. So I'll get that. Which is taking a lot of time to load. Not sure why. So it got stuck here. Let's try back again and next review. No, let me refresh. There's some issue. I'm not sure with where the issue is. Can we do one thing? So
Yes.
in the meantime, I try to figure out why this is getting stuck. Can all of you try creating a classic load balancer with two EC2 instances and see if you are able to route request to it?
Okay.
Okay, let's try all of you. If this gets fixed, fine. Otherwise, we'll continue with this tomorrow. And
Okay.
yeah, in the meantime, try. I'll give you all 10 minutes and any issues, I'm here to discuss it out. Yeah,
Hmm. Okay.
everyone,
Okay.
Exam.
someone said something. Hello.
Uh,
म्यूट करना.
Okay, I'm stopping screen sharing. Okay, just let me know if you guys face any issues. I'm still waiting here.
okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me. The thing is, we need to create a two EC2 instance, then add a load balancer and one target group, right, Rishi?
I think he don't ask did not ask for target group. I think just two instances and one load balancer.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe, but I heard only this.
I think we'll do that much.
Yeah.
Is it out? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. You were saying something, some issue?
So create two EC2 instance and one load balancer create, right?
Yes, create the classic load balancer, and the two EC2 instances that you are creating, try to create with two different web pages so that you know the request is being routed. Okay.
Uh, Let somebody post that the object data text, please.
No, I don't think anybody is going to post. I would request you to write your own one. If you have any doubts, I will help you out.
Okay. I'm just creating a new instance.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, Rishi, sorry, I forgot this one. I'll keep it later. That in the user data, the text should be hash bin, right?
Hash exclamation slash bin slash bash.
Hash explanation. Yeah. Sorry, I'm asking so many things. Bin hash explanation bin bash.
I'll type it down in the chat. Note it down so that you can
Yeah,
use it
correct. Sure, sure,
next time
sure.
onwards.
Sure, sure, sure. ಪಾಟೀಲ್ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ತಾಸು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ರೀ ಸರಿ ಸರ್
What steps are you guys in or facing any issues? Can all of you hear me?
Uh,
Yes, yes, Rishi. Able to hear you.
Okay. So any of you facing any issues or it's working fine?
Yeah, I created two EC2 instances, but I'm not able to see the content on web page. I think that script maybe
Okay, so
I
in
write
that case,
some.
you'll have to log in and then do the stuff manually.
Okay.
Rishi, that user data, I am looking for the steps, please.
I pasted the steps in chat.
Uh,
It didn't come anywhere, so I thought
yes.
No, check the chat. It is there.
in
Chat
GoTo.
is disabled. Chat disabled by organizer.
Okay. So I'll share my screen and show you then.
Okay, please.
This is the chat. If you can see, can you see the screen?
Nope,
No?
no, I not
No.
it.
Still no?
No.
Okay. Okay, so nothing is visible on the screen. That's surprising. I'll share again. Let me know if it is visible now.
Not it.
Not yet. No? None of you can see it, or some of
Mm,
you can see it?
I don't know about others, but I can't see it.
I am also not able to see.
Okay, so the script was bin bash, so hash
Yeah.
exclamation, then slash bin slash bash
Hash exclamatory mark bin space bash.
slash bin slash bash. There is no space anywhere. Then on the second line, you write yum space install space http. I'm trying to share again. Let me know if you can see the screen now. Still no? Nothing?
No.
Okay. Okay. Second line is yum space install
Yeah.
space httpd hyphen y. Then after that, service httpd start. And after that, you do echo quotes, double quotes, write whatever you want to write there, then close quotes, then greater than sign, then slash var slash www slash html slash index.html.
Rishi, I wrote the same, but I'm not able to do it. Means I'm
There
not
must be
able to see the content.
so log in into the server and do service httpd status and whether you can see the service is running or not. So share your screen and I can help you out.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay.
If you're sharing, I cannot see your screen. Are you sharing, Ashutosh?
Yes, I'm sharing screen.
No, I cannot see it.
Yeah.
Looks to be
Yeah.
some issue from GoToMeeting, the software or something like that,
Okay,
because
okay.
we are able to hear each other, so screen share should be very sure.
I don't know, Rishi. I'm not getting you in this meeting. I'm able to see you. I mean, I'm able to hear you.
Uh,
Rishi, what command you told? Service status, right?
Service HTTPD status.
Okay.
So what does it say?
It's running.
So if the service is running, when you go to your IP, what error do you get?
Uh, it's like, yeah, I'm not. I'm able to see my Apache home page.
So that means the echo command that you ran did not go well. So
Okay.
do
Yeah.
a
Okay. Okay.
cd
Yeah. Yeah. I will do it.
slash var
CD
slash
var
www
www slash.
slash html, and there run the echo command once more, and
Okay. Yeah.
okay, there should be an index.html created there. So if you do an ls-l, yeah, and you don't see an
No.
index.
I'm not able to see any file here.
Yes, so run the echo command. It will show you the error also if there is any error with that command.
Okay. Echo. Sorry. Rishi, I'm in the part in I'm HTML part, but I'm not able to see any file right now. So I'm
Yes.
going
So
to create
run the
one.
echo command. Echo command.
Only echo.
No, not only echo, the entire echo command. Echo, then in quotes write something.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay. Then a greater than sign and write index.html. So
Okay,
run
yeah.
the.
Yes. Now I'm able to do it. Okay. Let me try for second instance also.
Okay.
Rishi,
Yeah.
yeah, means other than this topic, when I'm going to delete my snapshot, I'm facing error. Like you're using this uh snapshot for instance like this.
So you might have some EC2 instance running. The snapshot will belong to that. So once you delete the
Uh,
EC2, then it will go away.
no, I tried that. Belonging to that instance, I'm deleted, but it's showing the same error.
So go to your AMI and see if you have an AMI. If you have an AMI,
Okay.
deregister the AMI first and then delete the snapshot.
Okay. Now you able to see my screen?
No, I still can't see it.
Okay.
Anyone was able to complete the load balancer setup? Was anyone able to complete the load balancer setup?
Yeah, now I created two instances. I'll create now the load balancer, classic load balancer, then I'll ping.
Okay. What about others?
I'm doing Rishi. Okay, I'm doing that second echo command for second one.
Okay. Okay.
When I'm creating this load balancer, it says that your load balancer security, your load balancer is not using any secure listener. Uh,
It's because we are using HTTP and not HTTPS. HTTPS is a secure listener, and we are not using HTTPS because HTTPS will require a SSL certificate, which we don't have, right?
yeah.
So that is why we use HTTP, and it will say that it is not secure.
Yeah, I'm able to create a load two instances, two EC2 instance and one classic load balancer now.
Okay.
Uh, I will try to connect to this. Uh, I didn't try. I didn't connect via SSH. Now I will connect to this via SSH. The both EC2 instance. Then we'll see.
I'm sorry, you tried to connect to both EC2 instances. What happened?
No, I created the two EC2 instances. I launched two EC2 instances, and
Okay.
both are up and running. And I didn't connect via this SSH. So I just what I did is I just launched two EC2 instance and one load balancer. Now I will connect
Your,
via this.
no, your voice is not clear, Mahesh. I was able to get that you launched two EC2 instances and you connected them to the load balancer,
Yeah.
but nothing apart from that I was able to understand.
Load balancer, yeah, two EC2 instance created, and I assigned both the. I created one classic load balancer and assigned both the while creating only it will ask you can associate that one. I associated those two now.
No, I still can't hear you.
Uh,
I mean, I can hear you, but I can't understand. The voice is very robotic.
I can share mine, so I can show you. Asatosh, can I share now?
Yeah. You can please.
I think Rishi left. I think so.
Rishi, there is some issue at your, I don't know, but then we are not able to see you in the list. So can you try rejoining?
Uh, are others can see my screen, please?
Yeah,
No, now I can, yeah.
Yeah, but for me it says out of service.
no,
There are
no,
so
it's
many issues.
we are able to see.
Yeah, but
I'm able.
now, yeah, but this one it says in service, right? Status should be in service, but it says it is out of service.
No, you have to wait for some time, na? He was telling
Yeah,
some
I
time.
created long, at least it one or at least 3 4 minutes back, not now.
How much the unhealthy threshold you set? You remember?
Uh,
Unhealthy
three
threshold.
only.
3. Yeah, then it should be okay by this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of service.
I just created two EC2 instances. So those are first EC2 instance and second EC2 instance. These are up and running. And I just created another EC2 load balancer. Uh, yeah, this one, and the state is nothing. And if you see, I attached both the instances,
So they are
EC2
out of
instance.
service, right?
Yeah.
So that is the problem. They are out of service. They are out of service because the individual EC2 instances are not working. So go to your EC2 instances, copy the public IP and hit on the browser and see if you are able to see the page.
Yeah. I now I can't try this public. This one is office laptop, so they blocked other things. So maybe I'll next week I'll
No,
try
you
with my.
copy the public IP, hit on the browser.
Yeah, yeah. That's why this is
Then
office laptop, so they blocked other access of other IP address and others.
no, you are able to access amazon.aws.com. Oh, so that should work. Go to your
Last
EC2
one.
instances.
Yeah.
Uh, Click on security groups inbound rules. View inbound rules. No, no, no. Below, below. It. I can see it. Yeah, view inbound rules. Click on that.
422 for
So
in.
click on. You need to add port 80.
But for this
You
Amazon
need to
is
add.
okay. Oh, got it. Because okay. HTTP will give it to everyone. Yeah, this one still I'm getting. This one I am not getting that. Can you see others? What is going on?
Your
Hello.
the other window, na? Other tab. Your
Uh,
other tab, na?
yeah, this
It's
one
not
I added.
loading.
Yeah, I added this port 80 for HTTP. It is not displaying here.
Okay.
Security group.
Rupali, not sure. I keep on getting. Hello,
Yes.
hello. Rupali, I
Hello.
keep on
Yes.
getting dropped
Yes.
from the meeting. I keep on getting dropped from the meeting, Rupali, if you can hear me. Okay.
Uh,
Mahesh, you have to add inbound to the other security group, which is actually connected to the EC2 instance, the first one, and not to this one. Go to the first one, wizard one. Yeah, select that.
I think I used this one
And
for that.
no, you use this one. Edit in rules. Add rule. HTTP. Yeah, save. Now try the IP.
Yeah, says it is blocked because our office has blocked
Uh,
the outside as this.
Try once, see what happens.
And no, I tried at home before. Ours is actually I work on production, so they have adopted this. I will use my own laptop next week. I think.
Go to the load balancer and see if your instance is healthy now.
Yeah, it was out of service. I was getting. Yeah, see here, it says it is out of service. So
Anyone was able to do the complete.
Not yet, Rishi.
Rushi, I'm facing the problem on second instance, like that content is not reflecting on web page.
what might be the issue, Rishi? Out of service it is. Hello.
Hello.
Uh, I don't know why it is out of service. I must.
Has Rishi left or he's there?
No idea.
No idea, na? Because there's lot of disconnections. Get dropped from meeting, not able to join. I think he's not able to join, is it? On WhatsApp.
Okay. I think I will delete this one or I wait for him.
I think Rishi has left because I don't know because of network issue or something. I'll just check and invite him again.
Anyone got status out of service? Anyone got this out of service while creating?
I have not created load balancer yet. I was just creating the second instance.
Okay.
So maybe Ashutosh, I think he was saying
I
something,
think
no?
I will remove.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also facing the same problem on second web page. On second instance,
Out of
web
service?
page is not.
Or out of service?
No,
Okay, page
no,
is
no. That
not loading. Yeah.
page is not loading. I don't know why I use
Okay.
same commands.
Okay. Maybe is it because of we sometimes we don't press enter so it doesn't execute, no? In user data.
So I will delete now because he says
Because
right.
otherwise it will be charged. Yeah, it will be charged. No? Yeah.
Security groups. I think we'll keep only one security group because I thought I'm using this today 6th June, but he mentioned
Hmm.
security group is BE0. Let me see which one I'm using. The first one is here launch wizard one is there. Correct. The second one is this one, whereas And even, yeah, now it is there for second one. Yeah, now both are added. Yeah, but since this one, let me connect. Ashutosh, you just did the first one, right? Uh, like you opened the page, then you clicked on the link. What did you do that one? I'll stop sharing. Ashutosh, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. I just copied that public IP, and just paste on browser. That's it.
No, did you create a EMI, the new on of your own EMI?
I just created one EC2, two EC2 instance. Right?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay. I
like
did not.
282 you created, and if you see
Yeah.
this one, if you go to this edit, the configure settings, yeah, instance settings. In this, we have this instance. Okay, I will show the new one. So in the configure settings as object file, you used as that hash bin slash bin yum install httpd minus y, right?
Right, right.
And service httpd start echo my first instance, then direct to index.html.
Yes, yes. The
Yes,
same.
yes, yes.
Okay, so let me try that one, so whether I
No,
will get.
not in index. You have to give directory name also, no? Where www/html in that index.html.
What in the in place of index.html, what we have to give?
There should be a directory now in which we should put index.html. There is a particular directory where slash var slash www/html.
HTML.
In there you need to put index. Yeah, index.html. You need to put there.
Sorry, I didn't get.
I will message on WhatsApp
Yeah, yeah,
directory name.
sure, sure.
So
The
I think that
directory,
should
the
be the
root device
directory.
to save.
You need to do, there also you need to mention
Wait, I will
like
share
in which
my
index page you will mention.
wait, I will share my screen.
See, I've
Okay,
messaged you that directory name.
right. Rishi is unable to join, so he said like he will sort it out the issue tomorrow if at all you have.
Okay, we'll
Okay,
Mail
okay,
we'll have
ID.
to
okay,
log in
Rupali.
5 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, Asutosh or
Okay,
Neetu,
Rupali, you can, yeah, here you just put what I gave you now on WhatsApp. You can just add it before your index.html. And Rupali, can you please send the recording of the session
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the end of the session?
I'll put it on the drive that I have
Share
shared
drive,
the
no?
drive.
Okay.
You will get the drive.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And just in 2 minutes, he was just. Mahesh, is it okay now? That should be the directory name. I think it should work fine.
uh, okay,
We
I'll
we are,
just see.
we are also dropping in 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure, sure, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. I think this directory, if
Okay,
you put,
bye.
it will be fine. You will be able to see.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Tomorrow we'll see.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye.
Guys, I'm ending the meeting.
Okay, sure, okay,
Right?
thank you.
Are you discussing something?
No, no, we'll leave it now.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, Rupali,
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, regarding this, yeah, when you called, I was in meeting, so we couldn't talk.
Right.
You mentioned that this cloud practitioner, the course. So,
Mm-hmm.
are you the whatever we are doing? It will be part of that one, or how it is? I don't
Right,
know.
right,
Because I'm very
right. The syllabus of cloud practitioner will cover in this course only.
okay. Okay. So we can skip this exam, then directly associate only, right?
Ah,
Or
definitely.
okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, I will leave now.